Let me say a few more words about the U.S. scene right now. As you know, President Trump rules by decree. Almost everything that has been done and almost every controversial action that has been taken has been by his decision alone. There has been the fewest numbers of legislative acts of any modern presidency in the first part of this second term. And there has been the most executive orders. And if you go on the website of the White House and look at the executive orders, they all pretty much start the same way. By the powers invested in me as President of the United States and under the International Economic Emergency Powers Act, I declare an emergency. And the emergency could be fentanyl, the emergency could be a trade deficit. It's mind-boggling how flagrantly illegal all of this is and how flagrantly dangerous all of this is. From my point of view, everything that Trump has done about international trade is a gross violation of the Constitution, because Article 1, Section 8 of our Constitution declares that all duties are the responsibility of the Congress. Trump does not have the authority to remake the trade system. And if he tried to do what he's doing right now, it would not pass Congress, because there would be such competing interests and outcry in the public among consumers that this would not pass. The two lower courts in the United States have ruled what Trump has done illegal. We had a case in the International Trade Court, which is the unique court for taking on trade disputes, and they said Trump exceeded his authority. That went to the Circuit Court of Washington, D.C., the Court of Appeals, and they said by a 2-to-1 vote that exceeded his authority. The dissenting opinion in that vote is the case that many on the Supreme Court will adopt. The dissenting vote said we should defer to the commander-in-chief, because this is a matter of national security, the president tells us. This is an emergency, and who are we as the courts to second-guess that? So the minority opinion defines what many on the Supreme Court will decide. The court is probably among the 9 votes right now for against Trump, or Trump's powers, 4 in favor, and the Chief Justice being the swing vote. Now, for Sonia and me, the interesting point is the Chief Justice is our classmate. So we're waiting to see what he learned in college. Did he learn that we have a democracy and a rule of law? Or did he learn that you just better follow authority? And I don't know what this is going to be. But if the Supreme Court rules with Trump, it's pretty much the end of our democratic system, which is already way down the line of disappearing. Why is it disappearing? Because the U.S. is an empire. It's very hard to run an empire on democratic terms. Our country's run on secrecy. Foreign policy is completely in the hands of secrecy, not public debate or discussion. The Americans have no role to say about the Ukraine war or the war in Gaza or an attack on Venezuela. No one asks, cares at all of those who are making the decisions. And since that's so much part of the work of empire, it is what the Americans became. The system also became profoundly corrupted. Campaign contributions are about $16 billion per cycle, election cycle now. And that means it's not a lot of money to buy the U.S., by the way, because you buy a multi-trillion-dollar government, and you buy the levers on a $30 trillion economy, so it's very cheap. And Elon Musk and Peter Thiel and others figured out this is cheap. This is, Elon can do that by himself, and he did. And he stood up there and he told the voters, I give one of you $1 million every day. This is rounding error for him, but it's a compelling democratic politics, if you will, or populist politics, I should say. So the system is wrecked in this way, and we don't know whether it will return.